After grabbing the wrong phone, I discovered my fiancé's secret. I accidentally grabbed my best friend's phone. After unlocking it, the chat history was full of photos of attractive men. Not really hungry. Want to eat your tofu instead. Don't rush. After seeing mine, you still need to look at others? I scrolled through the screen, marveling at my best friend's good taste, until I came across a photo of a 6-pack waistband riding low on the hips. My fingertips went cold. The lighting was dim. The man generously showed off his body. In the triangular area, there was a blurry tattoo exactly like my fiancé. GCI Juice. Zhang Rulan snatched the phone back. I tried to stay calm. Got a new guy? Is he abroad too? Need a best man? Should he come with you? Her lips twitched to naturally no. Just a business contact. Haven't succeeded yet. I didn't expose her. After the meal, she left in a hurry for the first time without clinging to come to my place. I hesitated, then searched for the name I had glimpsed. Ginger Porridge Diary. The intertwined hands in the profile picture looked very familiar to me. Zhang Rulan updated every day. Their chats never stopped. But in my chat history with GCI Zhu, his replies were few and far between. He always said overseas business kept him busy. So this past year, he really had been busy. When I had a high fever and couldn't even lift my arm to take medicine, he detoured to Zhongrulan's city to teach her how to ski. When I got into a car accident and the doctor couldn't reach him, he drove 1,000 miles because Zhongrulan said she had cut her finger while cooking. Over 570 posts recorded at GCI Zhu I had never seen. Plenty proactive, studying camera angles to make her laugh. The next day was my wedding dress fitting. But the shop owner said, "Your husband is already here." I pushed open the fitting room door. Zhang Ruan walked out of the dressing room in a white fistate wedding dress. I saw the undisguised heat in GCI Zhu's eyes. "GUI, you're here? That jerk GCI Zhu. I heard he had a meeting today, so I dragged him over for you." I stared at GCI Zhu expressionlessly. The admiration in his eyes had already been hidden. He just walked over with concern. "Did you stay up late again?" The shop assistant awkwardly realized she had mistaken the bride. I waved my hand. "Never mind. Cancel the wedding." The warmth in GCI Zhu's eyes faded bit by bit. "What kind of tantrum are you throwing now?" Zhang Rulan's eyes turned red. "GUI, our figures are similar, so I wanted to try it on for you first." She trembled as she reached for the zipper behind her back. I was exhausted. "You don't have to do this." "I already know." A cry came from behind. "Watch out." I dodged reflexively. With the sharp pain in my right foot still came a beat to slow. The bridal shop's display window shattered. GCI Zhu had his back to me, holding Zhang Rulan protectively in his arms. "She's afraid of blood. I'm taking her to the hospital first." He left me with nothing but a panicked look. Glass was embedded in my right leg. I limped to the hospital. The outpatient clinic was packed. As my consciousness faded, I heard a nurse calling for me. When I woke up, the fluorescent lights were blinding. The doctor adjusted his glasses. "Miss Chen, you're pregnant." I slowly touched my belly. My original name was Chen Cuicui, the sin my mother most regretted. She had waited for that man to come back and marry her. But he went to college on her money and married the principal's daughter. A clerk misheard when registering the name. So I became Chen Cuicui. So my mother demanded perfection from me. My grades had to be the best. My ballet had to outshine everyone else. At least I wasn't alone by the time I graduated. When I found out GCI Zhu and Zhang Rulan couldn't afford college, I scraped together my allowance to pay their tuition. My mother went crazy when she found out, accusing me of following in her footsteps. I was kicked out of the house. On my birthday, GCI Zhu used his next day's food money to buy me a cake with the crooked words "You're my favorite" written on it. Zhang Rulan wiped away tears and applauded for us. Back then, I truly longed for a home and a child with GCI Zhu. But my premarital medical report said it would be very difficult for me to get pregnant. How cruel fate is. Just when I thought I was closest to happiness, it cruelly burst the illusion. The doctor confirmed again, if you have an abortion now, it will be very hard to have another child later. Are you sure you won't reconsider? My phone rang. GCIJU's complaints came through. Why aren't you here yet? Lannan is really worried about you. She won't get her injection. Come keep her company. I laughed bitterly. Isn't having you enough? Zui. Have you forgotten who took care of you when your foot was hurt? She's your best friend. The wound on my calf still ached. But what hurt most was the scar across my right foot, the work of his rival company. His company grew bigger and bigger, and jealousy turned into a razor blade hidden in my ballet shoe. I resented him for acting without considering the consequences. I resented that he never had time for me. We fought bitterly. I never got the chance to tell him the truth. A week later, Jung Rulan put down her work and flew back to accompany me. GCIJU ended the Cold War and proposed to me in the hospital. Now I realize their first post was from that time. Meeting abroad. Drunkenness, a night of passion. So no matter how hysterical I became, they tolerated everything, because they felt guilty. You owe me. I only want one thing in compensation. Don't come looking for me ever again. Then, I blocked and deleted him. I said to the doctor, please do the surgery. The day I was discharged. Jang Rulan came to find me. Sure, Uizui. I saw your flight information. Let's talk. At the cafe, she twisted her fingers. After a long time, she spoke. Is it because of me? You know, she began to sob. I couldn't control my heart. I'm sorry. Zui. I said coldly, yes, you're both ungrateful. You and GCIJU almost couldn't afford college. I ate instant noodles for a month to scrape together the money. My mother cut ties with me because of it nearly 5 years. GCIJU doesn't know how I hurt my foot. But don't you? She cried that she wanted to make it up to me, that she would break up with GCIJU. After crying for a while, she calmed down. Uizui, what makes you think I'm the one who came between you? You've noticed, haven't you? He never sent you those photos of his ABS. Back then, if you hadn't suddenly transferred to our school, GCIJU and I were just one step away from confessing to each other. My mind exploded. I asked her with trembling hands. She nodded. He really mistook me for you that day. I was too panicked. I didn't expect that he actually has feelings for me too. She played a recording. GCIJU's confession, she's as fragile as glass right now. So what if she can't dance anymore? I can support her. The doctor said she can't have children. Being with her, I feel like I can see the end. I kind of regret it. What if it were you? I didn't hesitate. Get married. I wish you both well. The night before the wedding, GCIJU was still busy with work. After confirming all the procedures with the officiant, I handed her the USB drive I had prepared. The hall was decorated exactly to my design. Before leaving, I took one last deep look. I hope they like this wedding gift. The day of the wedding, GCIJU was held up by rain. By the time he arrived at the hall, the officiant was already at the ring exchange. He took the bride's hand and was about to put the ring on when he froze. The big screen started playing a video. This is our story, GCIJU. Jung Rulan. He ripped off the veil. Jung Rulan's eyes were misty with tears. Why you? Where's Uizui? The crowd stirred. The video played their intertwined hands, the disheveled bed, the topless photos he had sent. He ran out of the hall. At the entrance, the bride's name had been replaced with Jung Rulan. What dream are you living? I want to marry Zui. Jung Rulan screamed. You said those words. You sent those photos. You said Chen Zui doesn't understand you. That she's not like me who can bring you business. He collapsed to the ground. His assistant called Mr. Gee, the flight is delayed. She's still waiting at the gate. Also, the day Miss Zhang was hospitalized, Your wife was hospitalized 2 eyes, glass embedded in her calf, and she had an abortion. He slammed the brakes. His ears rang. She was pregnant. Why didn't she tell him? The answer was obvious that day. He had only cared about getting Jong-rul into the hospital. He hadn't asked about her once. The airport. Aiju rushed into the queue and fell to his knees. Zui, you can't leave. I stepped back, avoiding his reaching hand. My mother stepped in front of me. How dare you come after her, you brat. Auntie. It's my fault. I didn't take care of Zui. I caused her miscarriage. They both stopped speaking at the same time. Shu looked up. What is Auntie talking about? Your foot, it wasn't an accident. I smiled helplessly. No, it wasn't an accident. It was your enemy. They wanted to hurt me to slow you down. That's enough. If you want to compensate me, I've already said stay away from me. You Jong-rulan. I took my mother's arm and walked toward the gate. Don't go. Why didn't you tell me sooner? Why didn't you say anything when you got hurt? Why didn't you tell me when you found out? I was utterly stunned. How could he say something so shameless? As if his affair was my fault. Shu, I rarely regret the choices I make. You're right, if I could do it over again, I would rather never have met you. Ben. I stepped past him and disappeared into the crowd. He chased after me. Dazed, I was stopped at the gate. All he could do was watch me disappear. 3 years later, I teach children to dance. I never return to the stage, but the children I teach will appear under the spotlight for me. I also adopted a daughter. At the school's closing performance, I ran into Aju again. He looked thinner. His eyes were still burning. I shielded my daughter behind me. He smiled, crouched down, and gave the flower in his hand to my daughter. Then he left without another word. My colleagues teased me, asking who that handsome Asian man was. I tucked the flower into my daughter's hair and shook my head. I don't know. Maybe just a kind stranger. In the corner, Aju closed his eyes. The wind blew. Flower petals fell one after another. Another spring has come. But his world no longer moves forward. He stayed behind in that winter. I have learned not to place my feelings on any other person. Loving myself first is the lifelong lesson I must learn.